Love consultant present. 6 intercourse fantasies that women often hide from men. When it comes to sexual fantasies, many think that only men have wild imaginations in bed. However, the truth is, women also have sexual fantasies that may be more daring than their partners imagine. These sexual fantasies are often not openly expressed for various reasons, such as social norms, embarrassment, or fear of negative judgment. In fact, understanding your partner's fantasies can be the key to increasing intimacy in the relationship and creating a more satisfying lovemaking experience for both parties. So, what are some of the most common female sexual fantasies? Here are some of them that might surprise you. Number 1. Rough sex. While many assume that women always want a tender and loving intercourse, this is not always the case. Many women have fantasies of lovemaking with more rough elements such as scratching, biting, or even a bit of force in a safe and mutually agreeable context. These sensations provide an adrenaline rush and increase their sexual arousal. For some women, this concept creates a feeling of deep attraction and makes the lovemaking experience more exciting. However, it is important to remember that communication remains key for both partners to feel comfortable and enjoy each other. Number 2. Making love in a public place. There is something seductive in the idea of making love in an unusual place. This fantasy has to do with the adrenaline rush that comes with the risk of getting caught. Some women imagine making love in a car, on the beach, or even in a semi-public place that provides its own thrills. While these fantasies can be arousing, doing so in a public place comes with risks that cannot be ignored. Therefore, couples can look for safer ways and still maintain privacy. Number 3. More than one partner. As taboo as it may sound, some women have fantasies of having intercourse with more than one person at the same time. Concepts like threesome or foursome often come to mind as exciting sexual explorations. However, for most women, this fantasy is just a figment of their imagination and not something they really want to realize. These fantasies are more psychological in nature, where women imagine themselves being the center of attention and getting satisfaction from more than one partner. However, in real life, most women still prioritize loyalty and comfort with their partner. Number 4. Dominated in bed. This fantasy has grown in popularity since the advent of novels and movies like 50 Shades of Grey. Many women have the fantasy of being sexually dominated by their partner. They want to feel the sensation of being submissive and letting their partner take complete control. This gives the feeling of being released from the burden of control and allows them to enjoy the experience of lovemaking without having to think too much. These fantasies usually include the use of bondage, commands, or even role play involving power play. However, boundaries and mutual respect should still be maintained to keep the experience safe and enjoyable for both parties. Number 5. Making love with a stranger. As shocking as it may sound, some women have fantasized about making love with someone other than their partner, even a stranger. This fantasy does not mean that they really want to have an affair, but rather a different sensation from their usual intercourse routine. According to psychologists, this fantasy can arise because women want to feel the sensation of adventure and freedom without any emotional attachment. In this fantasy, they can fully enjoy the moment without fear of consequences. However, for most women, this is just a fantasy that they will not realize in the real world. Number 6. Pleasant pain. As contradictory as it may sound, there are women who fantasize about pain in intercourse. Sensations like a gentle nip, pinch, or even a little slap in certain areas can provide stimulation that increases their arousal. It's not about violence, but rather the element of surprise that makes the lovemaking experience more intense. This fantasy relates to the concept of pleasure and pain, where a little controlled pain can enhance the sensation of pleasure. However, like any other fantasy, this should be discussed with your partner to keep it within comfortable limits for both parties. Women's sexual fantasies are more diverse than imagined. However, it is important to understand that fantasies are just a part of mind exploration and do not always have to be realized in real life. For married couples, talking openly about each other's fantasies can help increase intimacy and create a more satisfying lovemaking experience. The most important thing is to always maintain communication, respect, and mutually agreed boundaries. So, have you heard or even experienced any of the fantasies above? Share your thoughts in the comments section. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on other interesting content. See you in the next video.